Onilu.
Yes, let's try.
Yeah, you're welcome. Morning and welcome to this week edition.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is a place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art fully air-conditioned ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set, therefore ensuring uninterrupted power supply. We also have NTA Pavilion for all outdoor events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable, locations are easily accessible, venues conducive and highly secured. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your events live. And above all, you can air your events on our award-winning program like Events and Style. And any booking on the field or hall gets a bonus of free news coverage. Wow!
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Midweek Connect. Of course, it's a program that will bring to you topical issues in the Nigerian society as it affects you and I. And so in this week's edition, we will be looking at what government activities are from different agencies of government and how they can benefit Nigerians and how Nigerians too can work together to build a vital nation, a prosperous and progressive country, even as President Bola Tinubu is putting all things together to ensure that we achieve the Nigeria of our dreams. And so we will go into that discussion immediately. But first, let us bring to you the tidbits. The governor of Edo State, Governor Obaseki, is assuring members of the state security and vigilante network that they will soon resume operations as the state police commissioner did not prohibit the activities in the build-up to the September 21 governorship election. The governor stated this during the monthly State Security Council meeting for the month of October.
First, thanks to the people of Edo State for an election in which no lives were recorded lost. People who are not part of the national security structure cannot take part in elections. The CP did not prohibit the activities of the vigilante corps. Now elections are over, they will resume their bids according to law.
Now, following the successful launch of the 2,000 compressed natural gas tricycles on the 1st of October, the federal government has launched a portal that will ensure youth not only benefit from but also participate in developing the CNG project. Minister of State for Youth Development Ayodele Olawande stated this in Abuja.
Who works within the commercial transportation sector, for those who have interest in joining the sector, to enlist.
We are also saving the nation in terms of the cost that is typically spent on subsidy on petrol.
We will also do our best to make sure the CNG tricycle given to our members will make very good use of it, and to make sure prompt and successful repayment of the tricycle, because it's not given to us free of charge. We have to pay it back.
Effective ways to break bad news to cancer patients and empathy on them by health workers top agenda an ongoing 3-day cycle oncology training workshop at the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, UBTH Benin. The workshop with the theme Cycle Oncology Breaking Bad News attracted health workers from South-South geopolitical zone.
Can make a difficult situation easier to cope with.
Just on hearing that you have cancer, it's like a death sentence, but it's not supposed to be
like that. The way we tell our patient that this condition is on matters.
Because I've really learned a lot. I've gotten a lot of experiences this morning to add to the previous ones I have.
It is also important to note that NICRAT is leveraging on the massive support and encouragement from the President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
These days, we have people that are surviving cancer. The main thing is for us to detect the cancer early.
Those coming in stage 1 and stage 2 can achieve cure and be alive, and survivorship will continue from there.
Yes, you're still watching Midweek Connect on NTA Benin. We now take a break, and when we return, we will be diving into the discussion with guests on this week's edition. Please stay tuned.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is a place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art fully air-conditioned ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set, therefore ensuring uninterrupted power supply. We also have NTA Pavilion for all outdoor events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable, locations are easily accessible, venues conducive and highly secured. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your events live. And above all, you can air your events on our award-winning program like Events and Style. And any booking on the field or hall gets a bonus of free news coverage. Wow! What are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity and have your celebration in a grand style. For inquiries and bookings, please call NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
Join us every day on NTA Benin Network Center, Channel 7, VHF, Star Times on Channel 103. You can log on to our social media handles: YouTube, NTA Benin, Facebook, NTA Benin, Twitter, NTA Benin 1. For breaking news, call our news desk on 091 535 59648. NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
NTA Benin, reaching you from the ancient city of bronze, the cradle of black civilization.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is a place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art fully air-conditioned ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set, therefore ensuring uninterrupted power supply. We also have NTA Pavilion for all outdoor events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable, locations are easily accessible, venues conducive and highly secured. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your events live. And above all, you can air your events on our award-winning program like Events and Style. And any booking on the field or hall gets a bonus of free news coverage. Wow! What are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity and have your celebration in a grand style. For inquiries and bookings, please call NTA Benin, the award-winning station. Do you live?
Yes, if you are just joining us, this is Midweek Connect on NTA Benin. And of course, here it's a program that we do bring in guests to speak on what's topical in the society. And I have with me guests from the National Orientation Agency. And of course, you know, this agency has the mandate of articulating government's policy programs and activities to Nigerians to ensure that everybody is on the same page as far as governance is concerned. And so I have with me Rebecca Nasamu. He's the Director General Services, NOA headquarters in Abuja, and she's representing the DG of that organization, NOA. You're welcome to the studio, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And of course, we have the state coordinator of state director, of NOA, Mr. Sahon Wangire. If I got it right, good morning and welcome to the studio.
Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
Thank you so much. Yes, I believe coming to the studio this morning, there's something you want us to know. Is there something government has come up with that you want to enlighten the people, to educate the people on? I would like to start with you, Ma. What is it that has brought you to the studio that you really want to let the people know?
Yes, good morning, Nigerians. We are here to talk about the National Values Charter, the need to give Nigeria and Nigerians an identity, the National Identity Project that is being driven by this government, the need to know that Nigerians are resilient people, they are hardworking, they are audacious. That is why we are here, and we are also here to talk about the national anthem, the need for us to know the lyrics, the importance of the lyrics, what it means to us at this point in time that we are threatened with unity, insecurity, and other vices.
Yes, state director, if I can equally get you on it. So he's talking about National Values Charter. Can you equally tell us what it's all about?
Yeah, National Values Charter, as we all know, is we have the 7 P's. There's the 7 values that we have: discipline. Nigerians should be disciplined. We have integrity. We have social justice. We have dignity in labor. We have self-reliance and religious tolerance. All these 7 tenets should be imbibed by Nigerians, and we'll go further to explain what it means as time goes on. But each of it must be done accordingly. You understand? So when the time comes, that's the essence of the National Value Charter that we have brought to Nigerians. Definitely, recently the launch of the National Value Charter, will soon be done, and after which we are trying to sensitize Nigerians about it right now, and that is why we are here. Thank you.
Yes, Ma, he's talking about the essence of it. What is really the essence of it?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. The essence of the National Values Charter is, you know, like in the past, we have had Andrew, don't check out, Nigeria, great nation, great people, change begins with me. It has always been like he highlighted, you know, what we as citizens of Nigeria are expected to do and to be and to emulate. But in the 7 for 7, we have the Nigerian promise. He talked about the citizens code, what we need to do. But the Nigerian promise, we are taking it a step further. We want Nigerians to know that now they have a right to hold our elected leaders accountable by the Nigerian promise, which is equality, democracy, entrepreneurship, peace, integrity, freedom, and meritocracy.
Yes, from what I, because when I listened to the DG talking about this charter, he was saying it's a kind of contract, social contracts between the government and the people. You know, say it's a 7 for 7 kind of thing, which she has equally mentioned. And he was saying, yes, government, now we are not talking about Nigerians should do this, but you should give them a premise to land on and say, okay, government is saying he would do this for us. Okay, let us be committed to it. Like this 7-7 thing, we've heard of government promise and we've heard of the citizens code. Can you talk more of this 7 for 7? Yeah, like she has already started it.
Yes, the citizen code, as we all know, you know, first and foremost is discipline. So the Nigerians themselves should have that discipline there, you understand? And secondly, we have duty of care. And that duty of care, as we all know, is we should be caring. We should have that care for Nigerians, you know? And also, our leaders should also do the same to the people, you understand? Because it's not one-sided, it's both sides, both leadership and the led, you understand? And also, we have tolerance, religious tolerance. You know, that we should tolerate one another. You understand? If you are in one, your own belief should not be my own belief. But let's respect each other. If you are a Christian and I'm a Muslim, then nobody should tell me to be a Muslim, and nobody should tell you to be a Christian. Let's tolerate ourselves. You understand? So, and we have leadership, just like I've told you. Leadership is just, you know, the people at the ends of our affairs will be leading with the led. You understand? And we have accountability. You know, we should be the leaders should be accountable to the led, to the masses, to the public. No matter what they are doing, they should tell us. You understand? This is what we need to do, and the masses are ready to follow them if what they are doing is in the right track. You understand? If what they are doing is very germane, then we will follow the leaders. But if they are doing the wrong thing, believe you or me, the masses are not ready to follow them. And also we have entrepreneur awareness. That is that no matter, you know, your skill, your ideas should be for you. You understand? And we should respect it. No matter if you have a skill, then that skill should be done or should be used for your particular entrepreneur. You understand? Your particular way of doing training, your training. You know what I mean? And also we have resilience. We should be resilient to one another. We should have that trust to one another. You understand? We have that. We should be truthful to one another. So all these are what the 7 for 7 are all about. Thank you.
Yes, from what I've gathered from this charter, values charter, it's all about the federal government trying to make Nigerians to know who they are, what is expected of them, and what they should be. Because I heard the DG did say that a lot of times we are being made to be who we are not, because we are exposed to too much foreign things and all that. And then, yes, NO is being saddled with this responsibility to articulate government, this particular activity of government. So how does, in what ways will NO implement these values? in the country?
Like I would say emphatically here that to implement this, FEC has approved all memos sent by NOA to them, and in these memos it includes citizenship studies being included in our curriculum for the primary and the secondary school. Then the National Values Charter to be implemented on appointed elective people appointed into elective positions, you know, to be given a retreat before they resume work.
Okay.
You know, for like 2 weeks, and this is to be championed by the National Orientation Agency, and to capture the young ones that are IT driven. We have an AI application where you can go and ask any question on either the audio or the written. It gives you all the answers you request, you know. So because it is basically an IT is a global world right now, we are looking beyond going from house to house, because the youths that make up over 75% of the population, which is 35 years and below, are IT inclined. So
Okay.
that is why we are going to the social media. If you go to social media, you will see challenges like who is a real Nigerian, and you hear I'm a true Nigerian, I'm a born Nigerian, I'm a resilient Nigerian. So we are doing all that because government has approved in FEC. So citizenship studies is being introduced into the curriculum, and training, like 2 weeks training, is being introduced for all elected leaders and appointed leaders to go through the National Values Charter retreat.
Thank you so much. You should look talking about how NOA will implement all this, because I did hear the DG talk about something like entries will be made for people to do cartoons and all that, because he's saying that children have been exposed to foreign cartoon bodies. He wants it to be a cartoon that we have national local heroes. Let these people, like he has mentioned, the curriculum and all that. Can you speak more on all this ways? Because I like the idea of the whole orientation.
It's a good idea. The National Value Charter Brigade has been approved also by IFEC.
Okay.
And the National Value Charter Brigade is catch them young.
Okay.
We're going to secondary schools to start the brigade. And if this brigade have been if they are in all secondary schools, I think for me it will be good. And all the COMOs in each local government will be implementing it. You understand? What are we talking about? The National Value Charter Brigade. We are going into secondary schools to tell them that yes, social vices is not the best. You understand? Where Yahoo is not the best. Let's go straight to what we need to do. You understand? And they've also, the Minister of Education has also approved the curriculum, just like she has said, that it should be taught in secondary schools, civic education, so that if all these are done, we don't need to be going from house to house, but we are just trying to bring up the young ones, you understand, from social ease, you understand, so that all these armed robbery and the like, you see there will be a reduction in it if all these are done, and by the grace of God it will be done. FEC has magnanimously approved it, and we have started going from school to school to launch the National Charter Brigade.
Yes. Okay, can I just add something?
Yes,
to
yes.
What you have said? You mentioned the cartoon. We are talking about bringing our local content into cartoon. Enough of foreign content that that expose our children to to foreign behaviors and all that. That is not who we are. That is not who Nigerians are. We are trying to build an identity different from what the world has known, from what most people know Nigerians to be. Nigerians are not bandits. Nigerians are not kidnappers. So we are trying to bring the local content to everything, especially on the cartoon, by catching our children young. Because trust me, when parents are not in, children are glued to the television watching cartoon because you want them to be engaged, and they are engaged in these foreign behaviors and characters that they are being taught. But we want a cartoon that is Nigeria oriented, that will teach them of our past heroes, that will teach them of values, that we have heard in the past that is being eroded. That is all the cartoon, and with the cartoon being introduced to it, which FEC has also passed, we are asking for people to come in with cartoon with cartoon programs and all that, and this is in the long run giving employment to our youths who can put up a cartoon. If you go to the social media, you see various cartoons being released by the National Orientation Agency, teaching values, teaching security. Don't open the door when you are not sure who is there. Don't do this. Don't address your elders like this, and so on and so forth. Yes. Not just in the school now, but even at home. Having been taught citizenship studies in school, you come home, and when you put on the TV to watch cartoon, it should be our local content. It should be our values that is being portrayed in the cartoon and our character.
Yes, looking at the entire National Value Charter, what are we looking at? Any collaboration? Because we know that Nigerians are closer to some of the people in power and all, like the different agencies in the country and all that. Are there collaborations we are going and anyway seeking to ensure that when I think you say it's not yet launched, the charter?
Not yet launched, but it's been passed.
It's been passed. Yes. So by the time we
anytime from now.
So how do you intend to run it? With any form of collaboration anyway will adopt, or is just strictly anyway being able to articulate government's policy?
Yes, first and foremost, we are having a press conference today with journalists, trying to tell the people about it. And the collaboration we are having right now is with the pressmen. So that as we are talking, the press people will be helping us to cascade it to the public. And that we're going to do today by the grace of God. And also, apart from the charter, we have the national item too that we, yes. So the collaboration between we and the press, because those are the only people we think can help us do the cascading, and that we are doing right away. We'll have a press conference, just like I said. After a year, we're leaving for the press conference. And during that press conference, we're going to tell them about the national charter value, all this we've said, and from there, the pressmen present will help us, disseminate the information to the public. And also, just like I said before, we are doing it our own way, the National Orientation Agency. We have social mobilizers in all the 774 local governments. The social mobilizers in all the 774 government, we complement our efforts. They are going to reciprocate it, you understand, by going to their local governments, to their domain, to meet with, we are going to pay advocacy visits to traditional ruler, you understand. We are going to pay, advocacy visits to the traditional rulers. We will also meet with the community leaders, the youths in that area, just to let them know about this national value charter. And from there, we'll be going on
Thank you so much. Yes, let me come to you, Ma. You were talking about the national anthem, but Nigerians should know the content of it and be able to live by it. And then one of the stanzas of the national anthem did say, though tribe and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. But if we look at the country today, we seem to see that people are divided on the line of ethnicity. It's not about I am a Nigerian, it's about I belong to this regional part of the country. And so what do we see this charter doing in terms of raising consciousness that it should not just be I am from this zone, but I am a Nigerian?
Yes, thank you. The national anthem, where we are right now, is insecurity and disunity. The tribe, the religion, ethnicity, and all that. But the national anthem tells us that though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. In brotherhood we stand. The duty of care in the Citizens Code of the National Values Charter speaks to that. Nigerians are known to be our brothers and our sisters' keeper. We are not known to kidnap. We are known to care for each other. That is, I'm trying to link it now with one of the Citizens Code to the national anthem. Coming up with this National Values Charter, people were brought together. NOA didn't just sit down on his own to draw it up. We reached out to the academias, we reached out to the traditional rulers, we reached out to the youths were represented there. Even the journalists were represented in coming up with this National Values Charter.
So thank you so much. You said a lot of things about this as Nigerians are looking forward to. Before we go, by way of wrapping up, let me still stay with you. What will be your parting words? Because we are pressed for time. What will be your parting words as far as this sensitization and education of Nigerians on this national value charter and the national anthem?
Okay, my parting words will be, Nigerians are really resilient people. Being the resilient people that Nigerians are, we need to keep the hard work that we have always been known for, both within and in the diaspora, up. And let's not give hope. Let's keep hope alive and be patient.
Thank you so much. Keep hope alive. The State Director, sir, what are your parting words?
The national anthem, the first stanza of the national anthem, have been approved to be rendered in public functions, such as Workers' Day, Democracy Day, Armed Forces Remembrance Day, Armed Forces Remembrance Day, and so on and so forth. Why the very last stanza is the national prayer now. It can be sung or it can be recited. It depends on whoever that is there. So, in fact, they are making sure that every nooks and cranny or every citizen can sing the national anthem. And if you look at the lines, the sentence from the national, the lyrics, it's wonderful, it's worthwhile compared to what it is before. So they know that they are coming in with the new national anthem now because of the weddings in it. You understand? That's the reason why it is brought in, and that is the reason why they felt it's better. That is National Orientation Agency wrote a memo to the Fed, and it's better for us to have the last stanza as as a national prayer.
Yes, all these efforts are geared towards raising this consciousness in Nigerians that we are people really known, like people say Nigerians are smart. Let it not be known in negative smartness, but let it be positive smartness. And that yes, Nigeria, good people, great nation. Thank you so much. Yes, I've been speaking with Rebecca Nasamu, Director General Services, NOA headquarters, and she represented the DG of NOA, and of course the the State Director, Osahan Wawere. Thank you so much for sparing your time to educate us. And we hope to see you more and more, because it should not just be a one-off thing, that we hope to hear it from you. So yes, because once what you keep hearing, it informs you more and makes you a better person. Thank you so much. We'll now take a break, and when we return, Midweek Connect continues, but we'll be having another guest. Please stay tuned.
Join us every day on NTA Benin Network Center, Channel 7, VHF. Star Times on Channel 103. You can log on to our social media handles: YouTube, NTA Benin; Facebook, NTA Benin; Twitter, NTA Benin 1. For breaking news, call our news desk on 091 535 59648. NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is a place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters, TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art, fully air-conditioned, ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set, therefore ensuring uninterrupted power supply. We also have NTA Pavilion for all outdoor events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable, locations are easily accessible, venues conducive and highly secured. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your events live. And above all, you can air your events on our award-winning program like Events and Style. And any booking on the field or halls gets a bonus of free news coverage. Wow! What are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity and have your celebration in a grand style. For inquiries and bookings, please call NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
Yes, you're still watching Midweek Connect on NTA Benin, and this is another segment. We've just finished speaking with representatives from the National Orientation Agency, and they did brief to us on what is in the offing from the federal government as far as orientating citizens on national values is concerned. And here we have another guest, and we'll be looking at health. We'll be talking health here, and of course it's being said that health is wealth. There's no end to talking about health. And so, and she is an occupational therapist, Victoria Amu.
How are you?
I'm good, ma.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's good to have you here. Yes, it's good to have you too.
To be on your screen.
Yes, of course. I've been watching you talking about issues. Yeah, I think I do admire your courage. Thank you so much for being here. We are looking at health. Yes, first of all, let's look at universal health coverage. What's your assessment of it? What do you have to say?
For Nigeria at 64, universal health coverage is has a lot of gaps. A lot of Nigerians cannot access healthcare without paying out-of-pocket expenses. A lot of Nigerians' health condition deteriorates every day. The presence of chronic diseases that should have been tackled at the initial part of, at the onset of the illness, the awareness is not there. Universal health coverage in Nigeria is still filled with a lot of gaps. Is government doing things to make it better? Government is government, you know. The National Health Act of 2014 stipulates that there should be universal health coverage and accessibility for all citizens of the country, but that we find that not happening. We look at if we look at the urban and the rural area, there's so much disparity in healthcare provision. Besides the facilities not being there, you also have the patients themselves not willing to access hospitals, because when they go to the hospitals, there's a lot of out-of-pocket payment, and the issues that stagger into everybody, that is aching everybody now, is hunger. There's no money to feed the family. There's not enough money to feed the family. There's not enough money to pay school fees. Then somebody says they are sick, and you get to the hospital tells you, oh, you need 100,000, you need 300,000. They just say, let's go to the chemist and go and take some medication, and then the medication will subside the signs and symptoms of your illness, but it will not take away the illness, and it will not help you start treating the illness. So what is government doing? Do we have allocations for health? Yes. Do we have fundings for health that should be used for health? Yes. But are they used? Do we have policies that will help make this issue better? Yes. How good are they? How far are they been implemented? And who are those to implement the policies? So it's a lot of health issues. Then do we have health insurance to be able to curtail her out-of-pocket expenses?
Now, if I should cut you in on that, yes, I know that the country has a national health insurance scheme, which some states have keyed into it and adopted it for themselves. They were beginning to ask, if you assess the NHIS in Nigeria, would you say a lot has been done? Because you are talking of out-of-pocket expenses by Nigerians, and like you said, a lot of people, if you ask them, between the pharmacy and the hospital, where do you go to if you have any symptom? They'll tell you, over the counter, and I go there and get my drugs and go. Does it really bother you? How would you access the health system in Nigeria through its NHIS and all the platforms government is trying to achieve health purposes?
The NHIS is a federal government platform, and it's accessible to federal government workers. Okay, part of the incentives for being a federal government staff is that you get insurance. Although you pay, but it is statutory that you must get national health insurance. Then a lot of the states also, it has trickled down to the states. The states also have been able to get health insurance, like Edo State has Edo East, you know. But Edo East is also usually should be for civil servants. But the state has been able to make it, the Edo East has been able to make it affordable and accommodate people who are not civil servants. That means if I have a maid working in my house, I have a house help working in my house, I have a babysitter who comes to care for my young children, I can walk up to Edo East, you know, or any other HMO, because you have HMOs who carry health insurance, and buy health insurance. And ask me, what does it cost to buy health insurance for a year? It's as little as 18,000 naira that some women use to buy clothing and shoes, you know. So it's as little as 18,000 naira. And what does that do? When you buy it as little as 18,000 naira, depending on the plan you want, there's 18,000 naira, there's 35,000, I think there's 58,000, and there is 75. When you buy such plan, it means 90% of your bill is already taken care of. But is that sensitization out there for people to know that I don't really have to be a civil servant to get health insurance? My boss, if I'm the owner of the house and I have all these people who work for me, I could take out those health insurance for them, because health is wealth. If they are healthy, they'll stay longer with you. They'll work longer with you. They'll be able to provide the services you actually get. To know that, yes, if I'm a bricklayer, I can, through my association, we can approach health insurance, HMOs, or we can approach EDOHIS and say, we want to pay for 10 people in our union. If you are drivers union, is there such awareness? Because if those awareness is not out there, most people will not know, and we'll still have a lot of maternal deaths. We still have mothers going to the hospital for delivery. They die in that process. We still have men who have, they tell them you have fracture, your legs, they have to hang your legs, you can't see the orthopedic doctor, then you have to pay 300,000. But when you have the insurance, you pay 30% of it, and you are good to go. So how do we, then when you look at the urban area or the rural area, are the people so sensitized enough to know you are a hairdresser, you are a tailor, you are a bricklayer? Can we use our money and approach those HMOs and insurance and do it? Until we get to that stage, until those who are in charge of us getting to that stage help us get to that stage, then these hospital visits also, it's not just primary care that you need to go. You can, the insurance also helps you to be able to go to private, because there's a public-private partnership with government in healthcare, where private hospitals can provide care based on what
let me comment through that. You're talking of public-private partnership. I've got to know that you too, you're involved in such activities. You've been able to help some persons in terms of elders. To what extent do you think that this kind of collaboration can help Nigerians in terms, because a lot is being said, it's not just government that should be able to work for the people. Individuals can. And you've kidding, you're one of such individuals. How has it been able to help?
It's been fantastic for me. Like I say it everywhere, and I proudly say it. Instead of me to build a 10-bedroom house, I don't need a 10-bedroom house to sleep. I could get insurance. I could be able to help people live longer. So for me, I've been able to buy about 300 of these plants. I have divided it across the 3 senatorial areas. A very small number, but it's gone a long way. Like yesterday, I got a call from one of the recipients, said, Madam, we've gone to pick up our ID card, and we actually went to the hospital and it works. So those are the kind of good stories I want to hear. But I'm alone. If you're a big man in the community, there are a lot of people who have more money than me, or who my money is not even where their money is. When you are celebrating your birthday, it will be a nice thing to buy 100 health insurance scheme and distribute it to your security, to your policemen, to your friends, to your workers in the house, instead of you saying, what I see is that people on Facebook say, there is cash out, it's my birthday. Send your
account details.
They will send you money.
Okay.
Instead of you doing that, do health insurance, because people will live longer and the society will be better for it. So that's what I did, but that's me. So I hope everybody else listening to me will be able to key into this, because health is wealth, and I think the legacy you leave behind shouldn't be the big buildings you leave behind that your children will never come to live in it.
And before I let you go, because we have a few minutes to go, you are talking about what we can do better. Yes. What can we do better as far as health is concerned in this country? We just marked 64th year of Nigeria's anniversary, and government keeps saying is committed to the welfare of Nigerians. And what can we do better?
You as an individual, you must know what a normal blood pressure is. Because if you as an individual does not know that normal blood pressure is 120/80, when your blood pressure hits 140/100, you will not know that you are already on the verge of high blood pressure. You as an individual must also know your glucose level. You must know when your glucose level is high, which means when your glucose level is high, you are on the borderline to become diabetic. Then you don't get those information from the pharmacy. You get those information from assessing hospitals. So you as an individual must know that. Then you as an individual must be health conscious. You must know within yourself when my health is good, you know. Not when you are having headache, you say, okay, it's because I worked too hard yesterday. That's why I'm having headache. No. So the consciousness and the awakening. Then as employers, you must, I think Nigeria is at that stage where every employer must have the employee bring annual health
report.
Yes, report. Because that will actually help the employee to assess hospital, to have diagnostic checks. And then when they do diagnostic checks, they will be able to tell you, the doctor will be able to tell you, I think your heart has a problem, or I think your kidneys have a problem, or, you know, but people leave it until they are at the end stage. Then they have family and friends bringing money from US, Canada, when the money at that time is wasteful because you didn't tap on the illness. If you have high blood pressure and you are able to tap it very early, you can take your high blood pressure medicine for 20 years and not fall into the next stage. If you have diabetes and you start taking your diabetic medicine early, you can take it 20 extra years. But if you don't, the next stage is the next 5 years. You fall into the next stage where your kidneys start malfunctioning and everything just goes on the rampage. So it is self-awareness for each individual person. And talking about health, everybody must be an advocate for health, good health.
Thank you so much. Everybody must be an advocate for good health. That's the parting word I'm getting from Victoria. Thank you so much for being part of our program today. And I do hope we'll have you some other time to speak more because you're committed to creating awareness on health. Thank you so much. That has been the size of our program this morning. Thank you, our viewers, for being part of it. And we look forward to having you next week for another interesting edition. Until then, do have a blessed day.